So I'm a sculptor. You're John Cousins.
Nice to meet you, Laurence, yes.
Miner, and you are? Han. Lovely to meet you.
Thank you very much.
Well, you know what the score is. Basically, we're going to have a conversation while I'm making your head. We've got 2 hours. I look forward to getting to know you. Now, we just be speaking about the first model we had for this project, which was Joan Hart, Sister Hart, the nurse.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know Joan.
Oh, yeah.
How do you know her?
Sounds all right.
So, well, she was sister at Pitt. Of course, Johnny were a miner and I worked for...
So what pit was this? What pit?
Hatfield.
You were at Hatfield?
Hatfield, Maine, yeah.
Okay. And were you working there as well?
Yeah, cook for management and buyers.
You cooked for the management and buyers?
Yeah.
Right. I haven't heard that one before, so
So
what does that mean?
we got the call out, cancelled it.
Well, it wasn't the canteen, it wasn't the canteen. It was
You were in the
private
posh bit?
part, yeah.
So you were like officer's mess?
Yeah.
Okay. So how many, when you say buyers, do buyers, I mean, I've never really understood this.
I don't know, actually.
So, do you get like people turning up the door saying, can I buy coal?
No.
No, it's
The
big,
visitors.
big concerns
The
that come round,
visitors.
isn't it?
The
Yeah.
visitors, right?
Yeah.
okay.
But Joan, you went to college with, didn't you?
Yeah.
What were Joan studying? She was,
It was food hygiene we went there for.
were Joan and all?
Yeah.
But she were alive, were you?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Was she?
Well, you'd have found that out talking to
yeah,
her,
we
wouldn't
did
you?
find out, we did find out,
And he
Yeah,
was
she
the
was fine,
teacher,
wasn't
her husband
She
as
was.
well.
yeah. Yes.
And she didn't take no lip.
She didn't take
She
what?
didn't take no lip.
No.
No.
Well, she had incredible stories of
Oh, yeah.
experiences under.
She were good. Yeah,
Yeah.
she were good.
So you didn't, so you knew her down under, as it were, under the pit?
Oh yeah, yeah. Seen her many times down pit coming down to see some lads that had fallen.
Yeah?
Yeah. She come down to me, say when I did this, she come down to me.
What did you do? Ah! We have a miner's finger.
A miner's finger.
Good Lord, they're going to be a rarity soon. Wow. How did that
I
happen?
thought at one time it might have been all, it were a steel rope.
The steel rope.
Steel rope went straight over it. What it was, they had a bunker gate, what they call a bunker gate. When coal coming from face itself, it come on belt and out. But if the belt stood for any reason, out, you know, going out by, we used to divert it into these bunkers. Well, you had to get up on top.
And, sorry, I was just going to say, if I move around the side, don't follow me.
We had to get up on top and guide the plough up that diverted the coal into the bunkers.
Yeah.
So when they were, you know, shout to your mate to move your plough up a bit. As that were going off, I turned around to get back down, and as it happened, I don't know where I put my hand, but all I remember was just hanging there.
What?
The rope were over my hand. But that quick, I didn't initially feel the pain. That, you know, it was that quick, and well, when I seen it,
Oh, God.
I think I was stuck in it at least an hour.
What?
I was stuck in it at least an hour. See what they got to do then? It's not just a matter of, you know, or get it out, and you can't, because you're stuck there, you're trapped. And I didn't want my mate to start it up again, because he might have gone the wrong way and dragged me further in, you know what I mean? So he takes off and finds deputy. Deputy takes off and finds fitters. They came back and they released a wheel at the back end of the rope. Well, when they released that wheel, it flicked like that. My little finger there, it come out like just like a piece of paper, flat. This one were all mushed up, and by that time Joan had got down. She had a look at it, and she gave me some morphine and that out at pit. She rushed us to the hospital, and this time you were working at Wheatley, weren't you, at a garage? And she'd called into Pam, says, we'd like you to sign for amputation.
So what they're taking off?
I said, well, what they're taking off like, you know?
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, she told us, he's all right, he said, he's happy enough, he's asked for his cigarettes, so as you know, he's not,
Yeah.
and that was it, went to
Yeah.
hospital, and got it cut off, and home same day, and
So that was mashed. You were hanging.
oh yeah, done out, left of it, yeah.
They thought they were going to have to take their 4 fingers off at first.
Really?
Because when it flipped and caught me on side of the structure where the rope was, this little finger, it was flat, just like a piece of paper, absolutely flat. It ripped the nail off me, the index finger and that, and yeah, a right mess. But I got over it, like you do,
Mm.
and carried on.
So what was your job down the pit? Well, what were your dates? When did you start?
I started in 75.
1975.
75,
And
yeah.
how long were you down there for?
I finished in 90.
Really? So
Yeah.
a good 25 years.
I got another 5 year after the strike.
And did you come from a mining family?
Oh yeah, all family of mine, yeah.
And where were they? Where were you living?
Living at Stainforth. My granddaddy, first one down mine. They came from Durham
Oh,
down here for
You
Fort
lived
Mines.
at Dunscroft, didn't you, first?
Yeah, but when I started pits and that
Oh,
was
you were staying
all mine,
the
up.
mining family.
Yeah,
came.
mining family, yeah. My
So
father,
they came from Durham.
my father were in mines, all my uncles.
Did they come down to Yorkshire or did
No,
you?
no, they were born here.
They were born here. So you had a generation of Yorkshire miners who came from. So who were the ones that came from Durham?
My grandfather,
Your grandfather.
yeah, he came from Durham.
And did you know him?
Did I know it?
Did you
Oh,
know
yeah, yeah. He was still, I think he just retired when I started, or just a few years before. He was a belt man down at pit, my father. My father was a face worker, my uncles were face workers, all by one. He was on setter, you know, looking after cage coming down and that.
Oh, okay.
Loading them up, and they were on setter. But, yeah, they were all, my brother, they were mine. He started from leaving school. Yes, a full life down there.
Yeah.
All of us.
So what were you?
I was a face worker.
Face worker. Does that mean a ripper or a...
No, I was on coal face machine. You know, it's actually cutting the coal.
Right. So
Them-
bloody great...
Then what?
Them bloody great drills.
No, big wheel.
Big wheels, sorry,
yeah,
the
big
massive...
wheel, yeah, cutting wheel, yeah. After that, went on development. That's adding new gates out for, you know, for new faces. That's on a Dasco. That's like a big, big cutting head, you know what I mean? Round
Yeah.
cutting head. And yeah, I enjoyed it. Had some good times down there. Had some rough times and all, like.
Yeah?
Yeah. Working up to the knees in mud and water.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that early days or...
That was in development, that, when making these new gates out. I remember one day, we'd been on, we were on afters that week, went down cutting, we just started going down following, we just started heading down following the seam. We got his last ring set, we come out for our shift, and come out next shift, we start up again. We just got down for snap. We could hear this bang, 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 bang. All weight coming down on rings, you know.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, it's, you know, if you're not used to it, it can be scary.
Yeah.
Day after we come, there was 3 foot of water on face there. You have to get all that pumped away and start again. But the mud and slush when you know, it's, it was hard work out there, and them heavy rings, they were heavy then, very heavy.
Cast iron?
Yeah, cast iron, steel, very heavy. I don't know if anybody ever told you the time about the runaway paddy.
No.
That were a job and a half. That we were on afters that day. You know, the girl gets on paddy, and as he had it, the retarders had just come out, just been fitted.
So what's a retarder? You have to explain to the people out in the world.
It's supposed to be when you on your track, you've got your track going down right, and you've got it's like a retard. It's a chain with hooks on like that. So if you get away, it's supposed to grab you, and it pulls this chain out from under the track. It's supposed to retard you, you know what I mean? Slow you down. And
Oh, I got you.
anyway, we're going down because we've got a big incline going down to the pit. This paddy going down there, and it got away from him. the diesel got away from driving. We all coaches on back. All there's lads jumping off at back end. Although you're told not to, you know, just stay there and you're more safe, stay on train than jumping off. Because don't forget, the jumping off, the retent rings up not. So we get to that bottom. It got the retarded, for somehow it hadn't been fitted right and it didn't stop us.
Oh
So
my God.
we were down, right down to the bottom, away a bit before he could get back in control.
So it's like a roller coaster ride.
Oh, it was worse.
Really?
Yeah. So,
So-
you can imagine the state we're all in when we got to the bottom.
How long did it go on for?
Oh, a good walk. Must have been a good 5 minutes going down this
Really?
hill. Yeah.
And how did you
definitely.
stop it in the end?
It just, as it got down to flat again,
Oh,
it just,
calmed down.
yeah, he cut his engine for his brakes on, that was it. We're okay, but anyway, we all got a free shift after that. Back up riding, and the one at lads had to go on ECG thing, you know, with the
Oh yeah.
that were John Robert. I never remember him.
And
'Cause
why
he
did,
were a
did,
bit,
did they notice his heart was?
well, he did suffer with it a bit, you know what I mean?
Right.
In past, but he fit enough to work with, if you know what I mean. But it did check him up, and he had to have a good rest in. But yeah, don't know where we're going to carry on with shift after that. No way.
So you were on your way to work then, were you?
Yeah, we're down.
You weren't coming home.
No,
Just
we're
to-
going in by.
You just face me now.
We're going in by, yeah. And don't know where we're going in by after that. We all, you know,
It's,
straight back to showers and shower just no. Yeah.
So you were in
definitely.
shock, as it were.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I never forget that.
God. And that was down at Hatfield.
I feel mean, yeah. But I think the worst one at Hatfield, I mean, before my time, they had a cage drop, didn't they?
Did they?
I don't know if anybody told you. I think that were in 30s, 40s, anyway, there's so many killed, yeah.
Really?
And a cage drop down there. I'm glad I weren't there then, I know, you know, that's,
I went down
That
for
would have
4.5
done
hours. I didn't rate much to it.
Really?
yeah, we had that open day, didn't we, 76? 76, big open day. That helicopter rides for them,
Really?
trips down pit for them, all sorts, yeah. Yeah. And they were quite a turnout, weren't they?
Yeah, but I would have thought, being visitors, they should have sent that cage down a bit slower.
Oh God, really? It was a.
No, they didn't.
They thought, what did you say about the battery? You said you thought it was like it already taught, didn't you?
Yeah, no, I said, I thought they'd put a lighter battery on you.
When they strapped you with
Oh
battery.
really?
When they strapped you with battery and self-rescue on, you know, it's-
Every,
Yeah. So then you worked there. You worked on at Hatfield. You only went down once for a visitors' day.
yeah.
never I want to go down again.
No.
No,
That's a different way of life, yeah.
another world.
Yeah.
Used to get a night shift, more or less a night shift, go on, bore and fire it. They'd get it all bored up and fire it. Then when your day shift come on, they'd come on and fill it off onto the chain and out. Yeah, they all had their own, you know, little bit to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there were so many yards that way. Got to keep a yard in. That was what they call their stint. About
Yeah.
6 yards by about a yard, something like that, 7 yards by about a yard. They had to fill that off by hand, you know, hack it out and fill it out by pick and shovel job
Yeah.
in them days. That before my time, I'd already finished then. My brother did it.
Really?
When he first left school, yeah, he did it. Yeah. That's the only job he had anyway.
So you were after the ponies and stuff.
You
were after the pit ponies and things.
Oh, the after pit ponies, yeah. Pam's dad used to do ponies down there.
So your family were mining.
He came from, mother's family came from Wales
Oh really?
for the mines, yeah, for work.
It's amazing how kind of universal it is. I mean, how kind of the geographic.
Oh, they bring them in from all over the
Mix,
place,
yeah.
don't they? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Dad's family were from Staffordshire.
It's actually quite rare to find a Yorkshire born and bred.
Red
You know, I
Cliffs.
know, but you're born and bred. I mean, your parents.
York-
I mean, it's your
Yorkie
grandfather
terrier,
that
yeah.
came here. But I mean, you know, that kind of 3 or 4 generations back kind of
Yeah.
miner from Yorkshire. It was quite a rare thing. I mean, it seems to have been a real mixing
Yeah.
Yeah.
bowl, as it were.
I mean, we had a lot from Scotland come down, didn't we, in the early days?
Yeah.
Hell of a lot from Scotland come down foot pitch, yeah. Hell of a lot. They did. I think that's when they built that new estate in Rosington for most of them.
Really?
'Cause
For
they
Scotland?
come from, yeah, they come from, from Doncaster area to live, hot pits and that. So you had Bentley, you had Arnthorpe, you had ours, there were a few pits around Doncaster area.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite a few pits.
That's about a dozen or 15 or so, I think.
There was then, there's nothing
No,
now,
no,
is there?
yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
You know, you're all, to me, you're all political,
Yeah.
definitely.
Did you ever, were you obviously, because I mean, Hatfield's quite a militant
Oh, yeah.
mine, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So I expect you were fully involved in the, because there was quite a bit of, what's the word, hassle went down in Hatfield during the strike, didn't it?
Yeah,
There's
but
been some
the-
stories told.
They put a lot of stories to it, it weren't that bad.
No.
And it's the same as anywhere else, they all get the undercurrent, you know what I mean? They
The
all
myths
they all
grow.
get talked about, yeah. And it's now worse than what they did to us, so
Yeah.
we were on the picket line, top of our pit lane. And it weren't just the police there that were holding you back. They had all shapes and sizes on there.
Really?
All shapes and sizes. Horses charging you. Yeah.
Really?
They weren't bothered who they hit. No. No qualms about that.
It was amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah, what I mean, mind you,
Could
best
you
son-
believe it was happening in your country? I mean,
you
you're
want
just a
to
simple
believe it,
guy
no.
that's going to work,
Yeah.
and suddenly, I mean, I don't know, how long did it take to
We'd
turn
never
into
seen
that?
them. We'd never seen that like it before. No.
How long did it take? So you called out on strike. How long did it take to get into that confrontational mode? Was it months, a week, or?
I think it were weeks.
Well, about a couple of months, 2 or 3 months. Then you know we're going to start biting. Then we're going to go on and on and on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Used to go all over country picketing and what have you, but I mean, they had a strike the year before. They knew this was going to happen the year before. They had a strike, and it was voted to go on strike. And it's all right, all these, going these back to Nottingham, having them working and flashing the wage slips out at back at bus and what have you. And
Oh God, really?
yeah,
Really? So it's, oh God.
then they got sold down River in End, didn't they? They shut all theirs.
All my generation were superstars. They're all the Damien Hirsts and all that lot. They all got very famous very quick. And if I didn't hold my nerve, I would have, lost my bottle.
That's
Well,
like my
just
son.
wanted-
I mean, he was just brought up from a mining family, but he's done really well for himself.
Yeah? What does he do?
He used to work here,
Oh, right.
designing, what is it?
Multimedia design.
Multimedia here.
Really?
And then he's gone from here to Lincoln University. Now he tutors there now.
Does he?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he's done well for himself.
Fantastic. And I'm sure that's the thing, is finding creating employment after the mines.
He knew what he wanted to go for and that was it. He went, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He did, yeah.
Must be
His mum
really
took him all over the country before he started looking for the right one, didn't she?
What, the right college?
Yeah.
That's quite a nice phase though, isn't it, that?
Yeah.
How many children have you got?
4.
4.
Oh.
I had 3 at 21 and then I had Christopher 17 years later. There's a 17-year gap between him and the other 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
But they're all doing well, they're all...
So you had 3 at 21? Wow.
Yeah, we're young and fit then, aren't we?
God. I suppose by that time you cottoned on how it was happening.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You were what you call a gift.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Christopher,
What was it like picking up the pieces after 17 years? Was it lovely?
Well, it was a shock.
yeah. I want
But
that.
yeah, it was lovely because you could treat him as an individual.
Yeah.
Whereas, I mean, others were treated well, but 3 together.
Mine, at that time, we had more time for him, didn't we?
Yeah.
I nearly finished work then, you know, work.
So you weren't working the mine then? Or-
No, that, oh, what did I do? When were you born? 85, wasn't you? No, yeah, no, I did 5 years,
It was only good thing that came out of the strike.
yeah.
Wow. So were you, you got the coal face coming down,
Yeah.
you got the rip,
Your
The
two
gob,
gate-
the
your two
gob
gates.
behind you.
No, your gob's behind you, yeah.
gobs behind you, you got the
2 gates.
two gates coming
Yeah.
in and out, then
Yeah.
you've got your props, a corridor
Your
of props,
chocks.
chocks,
Down your
Behind
face
you.
line, yeah.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
you are on the ripper.
Yeah, what we do, we crawl through chops. Because your coal cutting machine runs on a chain on your coal face, right?
Yeah.
It runs on a hauler chain. That was another thing, not a hauler chain.
Yeah.
Went in one afternoon, just got on bank, just started machine up. All of a sudden, zoof, all the chain snapped from head end. It just flew
This
by
is the
us.
thing that
Well, it
pulls
could-
the ripper along the. So it's connected to two big wheels at what other end is it?
It goes through cogs up machine. It's like,
yeah.
like a rack and pinion goes through cogs and it takes your links and drags it along. Yeah, cut you in half that chain. I mean your links are like that, you know.
Yeah.
And it's what, 250 metres long, so
God.
yeah. Oh, it takes some crawling down, especially if you know if you got a low sea. Yeah.
So you are riding this thing, or you just standing by it?
No, you just operate lever and buttons.
Right.
You got a lever for up and down with your disc, and a notch wheel for your speed. No, you don't get on it.
And that's what you're doing all day. And that shift is what, 8-10 hours?
No, it's only
7 on
7.25 hours, like that, something like that. But don't forget, you've got to have time to get into your job and get out to your job.
Yeah.
It's not just like a matter of going down and getting off cage and straight onto your job. To get on your paddy, you've half-hour run on your paddy, then you've got to walk down your gate to get to it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it could be nearly an hour sometimes before you got to your job.
So did you retire, or did you get another job after that?
Redundancy.
And then you managed to live a life without a job, or?
Oh, I was off work a few years with a car accident.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, God, that's bad.
Oh,
Awful.
it was,
Bloody
yeah,
hell.
on son's wedding day and all that.
You're joking?
Yeah, son's wedding day.
Really?
Yeah,
trailer went straight through a front window.
straight through a front window.
Trailer?
Trailer.
You know,
A big double arm trailer. It come straight up my bonnet, straight through it, but that far off my head. Yeah.
So it wasn't your fault? It was something...
My fault. He'd been to a garage, he loaded up with all rubble and all sorts. He'd been to a garage, and as he pulled out, he had to come out and, you know, come outside of a car. And as he come outside of a car, the trailer unhitched itself off his, you know, off ball, straight over the road, straight onto my bonnet, straight through me. It didn't have no safety chain on it. In fact, I shouldn't have been on road with it, because how he had it on, he had a 4x4, you know, high there, don't you?
Yeah.
Back end. His trailer was like that, so it went sat on ball, right?
Really?
Yeah,
So it wasn't hitched up
Yeah.
properly?
went hitched up. It didn't have no safety chain either. I was roading on for that long. No.
Was it full of rubble?
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
But they saw it coming
That's what
for
made
a
it
car.
worse, come straight up.
Yeah, they saw it coming for a car, so I ducked and it just went over the rest.
The passenger went right down into the
Were
sea.
you by yourself?
No, I had several coming back from
yes.
wedding.
You were coming back from the wedding?
Yeah, I had 3 in back, and
Oh my
passenger outside of me. She managed to slide through a seat belt and get in footwell. She got out of the way.
Flip.
And I say that the arm, just that far away from my forehead,
Yeah.
that showed me up that.
But there were a police car straight at the back of this car. So that was like a bit handy. But we had to carry the day on at the wedding as if nothing had happened. Just to get through the day, you know.
Did everyone know? Did you just...
No.
Now they kept it from, you know, from some of that well after. Well, that got sorted out. I did 15 years at Drax Power Station then.
Oh. And what did you do at Drax?
Just general maintenance, you know, keeping it tidy and what have you. Machining floors, on turbine floors, just keeping them all tidy and keeping turbines clean and, you know, rubbing them down and that.
Sculpting was not something that was ever on my radar.
No.
And now I go around finding that I'm referring to people as good heads because I spent a year with Laurence and he's like,
Yeah.
well, Danny, have they got a good head? I'm like, I don't quite know. And then after a year, he'd be like, is it a good head? I'm like, it's a good head.
What qualifies for a good head?
I don't know.
Is it
It's
just
just
by eye?
interesting.
It's just,
There's just something.
Stop.
So some heads are like kind of featureless,
yeah.
which is really strange.
Yeah.
Because obviously if you looked at someone, you're like, well, they have got features, but it doesn't translate into
No.
wax or bronze. Whereas you need something about it that...
You need a structure. You definitely
Yeah.
need a structure. You want something to get hold of. So you've got brilliant cheekbones, which go down to really good narrow jaw and a thick neck here. So there's a great shape going in there. And these eyebrows are brilliant to get hold of. Nice thin ears and a good shape. That hair's great. See, there's a great shape there. So that's great. Just talking sculpturally, probably doesn't work as a human being, but it works
No.
as a sculpture.
Can you patent it?
So there's lots of good things going on.
So you just got that hair right
Well,
on
that's
top.
good then.
I've had them scalpels and now they're here.
You've had the scalpels.
Yeah.
Yeah, big ear surgery.
Did you? Really?
84, 85. Had a big perforation.
From explosion in the
Well, you
mines?
can see how it's. You see a difference in that one to this one.
They
Oh,
ended up
yeah, yeah.
taking one ear off.
The transplanted some from under there inside.
I'll get that in. Why did you perforate your ear?
No idea. Just
It
one of
wasn't
the things.
underground.
Well, I don't think so. No. Just one of the things that happened.
So with this car accident, and you're off for 2 years, you say, was that what were you doing? What was wrong with you?
Oh,
did you-
just
It's affected his nerves.
Or your nerves?
all sorts.
So it's almost like traumatic syndrome, post-traumatic.
Yeah, stress.
I want to wish it on anybody else. I'm not come through windscreen. No way.
But everyone survived, and everyone was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, we all had to carry the day on.
And you stayed conscious.
Yeah. Well, I was awake, put it that way. I was.
So you've had some traumas in your life.
Oh yeah.
It's been really good, this project, because they've allowed me time to think and develop the idea. You know. And this idea came out of, this was a consultation project. This was about meeting people, doing their heads, and but the heads became so interesting. I thought, well, actually, you can't not, you know, you must do something with these heads.
Mm.
And then so I thought, and eventually this idea of a coal seam going through a rock and the heads representing coal almost started to evolve. And then this idea of a miner listening. Because they always talk about at the shift, you can hear the geology of the mine at the end of a shift when it's quiet.
I
Kind
can
of
hear
settling
it
of the-
and that, yeah. I hear God coming in.
Yeah. How was that when you were on the face, as it were, listening to the gob going? You were probably the closest blokes to it, weren't you?
Oh yeah. Yeah. And if you weren't packed, you were closer still. Put it back on.
Yeah. I mean, did you feel the air come through the... How often would it happen?
Well, flushing. Well, sometimes it lasts for ages before it dropped. I mean, you can go 20, 30 yards back, even more sometimes.
Really?
Just a big cabinet back here. And all of a sudden, you just whoosh. You see all the dust coming down. We'd just done 70, 73, 75. Well, we were having some trouble at Lowergate, coming in, face wrapping in. Out in chocks, impact chocks, and all of a sudden, weight come on. And the chocks just went down there, well, from about like that, they just went down to about like that.
What, they were
Got all
squashed?
weight down, yeah.
What, they couldn't,
Crawling out.
you mean the, what do you call it,
weight,
the hydraulics?
Yeah, the weight come on, and it got your chocks are up like that, and your
Yeah.
hydraulics, your chocks are up like that. They come right down. Right down.
Bloody hell. Was that possible? I
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
realise it was...
Yeah. Don't
Jeez.
forget, you've got half a York, well, you've got Yorkshire on top of you, haven't you? That's some weight there. So you've got to shorten that face to get away from it.
When you say shorten the face, what does that mean?
Come back and drive into where your face line is. Drive another gate in there, make a junction, drive another gate in, into your face line, and then go into your face again. It's not more solid.
God.
There's some hairy moments.
So have you had a go at this then? Have you done this?
I make portraits.
Right.
Stick to that. Do we do?
Okay, so it's done.
It's done.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
That was really nice. Phew.
That's it, chill time now for you, 5 minutes.